Hello, everybody. Sorry that I just went MIA last week. had these big full intentions of doing two videos, the moon and just Monday's normal kind of energy read. And well, I don't know. I can't really explain what happened. I'm having a weird like timeline shifts are happening constantly. I'm spacey. I'm losing, my mind half the time, and just in the fact that I just forget to do things. I had all, I'd researched, I'd done a full page of notes and everything, and was ready to go for the moon. Um, but yeah, things got busy and things got, you know, when I would go to do it, I just didn't, it just didn't connect or wasn't feeling it or so. Then I was just going to leave it. That was going to be the other thing. I was just going to do the energy read for the week tomorrow. And I don't know. It's just been kind of nattering at me in the background saying, no, go and finish it. Go do it. Um, so yeah, so I feel like it's just an interesting time where I think it was put best by like Lee Harris. He already updated or uploaded his September energy update. And it's kind of like if saying like September is like a month where it's going to be um, like we're coming out of the chrysalis stage, right? We're emerging as the butterfly. So a lot of like new, intuition, all of that coming online. Kind of the same stuff I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. But it feels like right now we're in this like really strange place. And I feel like that's definitely going to be these next 2 weeks. So, um, yeah, it's already been this week. So from that full moon on the 19th, uh, and I feel like it'll just go right up till the end of the month, till August 31st. And then September is going to start ushering in some new energies. That's just my thought. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. So things are going to seem off, and you're going to seem off to yourself, like, not knowing where we're going, but also just kind of like we're sort of, yeah, it's almost like this limbo land where it's like the best thing for us to do in those times is just rest and observe like we've been talking about for these weeks and weeks. So I would continue to do that because there's still going to be outside world shifting going on. um yeah, the strength of this moon, it was a super moon, it was a blue moon, which I still haven't figured out because I thought a blue moon was only when two full moons happened in a month, which did not happen this August. So anyway, it was highly confusing to me. But when I look it up on the list of 2024 moons, the name of it is the blue moon. So maybe blue moon also has another meaning. Anyway, if any of you know, you can enlighten me in the comments because I was wholly confused about that. And everybody was going on about this blue moon. And I'm like, it's technically not. Anyway, that was part of the thing too. And I was just like, there's something about this moon. It's just like, it's not that we're confused. We're not in a confused state, but we kind of are. It's just like, I don't know. Like, it's almost like the old reality is falling away, right? So everything that we know or our knowledge base is that. And so when things happen, we're just like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it right now. And that's fine. That's probably the biggest thing to do is just um I think the key piece for that moon was that it was in Aquarius. I think that, and I'm pretty sure I titled this video about the rising of the age of Aquarius. I mean, that realistically is where we're headed. I can't remember when all the planets finally start moving into the cycle of Aquarius, but we're not that far off from it. So, um, I feel like this is sort of like a precursor with that moon and being super and being a blue moon to start um, kind of showing us where we're headed. So again, things coming online for us like intuition, just I don't know about you, but the thing that I have felt, and actually I had a Reiki session with some friends, and they just said your energy is really like calm and grounded and just it's it's intense energy or big energy, but it's just but that's how I've been feeling that the past few weeks too, is just not being in a place of not letting any fear tactics or any of that stuff, like it just doesn't, like I just know in my heart of hearts it doesn't matter. None of it matters. And I know that sounds callous and coarse, but it's just like that's not this, we don't need to worry about anything. Everything's fine. Everything's going to plan. It's hard to trust that sometimes because we're still really involved in the old system, right? I'm going to read some of my notes because I think it's important about what that moon was about. So, for some of us, and some of us, I feel like it was pretty rough for me, like energetically, it was just a lot going on. So I have a feeling a lot of people are feeling that same way, that it was just really intense and rough. Um, but it kind of was meant to be. It was kind of like the moon to like the masks are coming off, stripping our ego down, ripping off the band-aid. These were things I wrote that I gleaned from many other people, so I'm not taking credit that this just channeled to me in any way. Um, but it's a time for us. This moon was a time for us to kind of come back to ourselves, make sure we're grounded, and take a deep breath. And just knowing the truth will set us free. Like um, yeah. And breathing in love, and then letting go of all that heaviness. It's on its way out. It was a good release time. Um, yeah. Let me just see. But there's lots of radical change going on right now, as we all know, and it has to happen. There was a couple of other like planets in conjunction and squared, and causing all kinds of like just really like cracking us open, I want to say, which is good though, because also Lee Harris said about in September, the heart energy is coming in fully. So we have to be ready for that. We have to be a container and a vessel for that. And if we're still ungrounded or too grounded and in fear and all of that, our heart can't open as well. So it's like keep doing everything you can to be rested and in the frequency of love. And when the heart opening energy comes in, then will just know, right? Um, yeah. It kind of came down to a choice of choosing, right? Are we gonna go our old way and choose like chaos and destructiveness and and then our ego thing of like I'm safe and secure here, so I'm just gonna stay here, or did we like just or did we just decide I'm just gonna sit here and observe and be in the unknown, and yeah, and then just see what comes and not be worried about it, not be phased by it. um there was a little bit of like emphasis on doing shadow work, so I'm sure by now we're past that. You probably did some. I did a little bit, so no, nobody likes that work, but it's gotta be done. um okay. It was a good time too, apparently, for blocks to be revealed, where we might be holding ourselves back, kind of thing. Um, the other thing I want to do is like start to focus on this whole Aquarian thing though, because it is important and it's the energy we're searching for right now. I'm going to go back to the song The Age of Aquarius because it really was like way ahead of its time. So I'm just going to read the piece that's the most important part right now, which is pretty much only the bulk of lyrics in the song. The rest is just um, Age of Aquarius repeating and Let the Sunshine repeating. So harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding, no more falsehoods or derisions, You could also say divisions. Golden living dreams of visions, mystic crystal revelations, and the mind's true liberation. I think that is fully where we're headed. Um, and that's the energy we're trying to embrace. That is new earth energy. It is we're you know, we're all the truth is out for everybody to see. No one's hiding cards up their sleeves or wearing a mask, like I said, or a band-aid or covering things up. None of that is happening. It's almost like I heard it once said that like will all be very telepathic, right? So it it would be impossible to lie to somebody because everybody would know that you're lying. so so then we just dispense with lying and we be authentic and we are, living in our integrity and speaking our truth and speaking our true feelings. That's that energy. And I know, like, right now that doesn't exist, and like the division and all of that and derision. I should look up that word. I don't think I actually know what it means. But, you know, it's all the DE words: deception, derivative. That was an interesting, that wasn't the one I was trying to pick. Anyway, that's what I'm saying is like we're heading into the new, and quite rapidly, actually. So a lot of times too, and I've been getting tons of messages this week. Um, like if I keep hearing the song by Avicii, "Wake Me Up." Um, Great song. Go listen to it. Love it. Um, but I just distinctly I've heard it 3 times now in the past like 5 days. And not by choice of picking it up. It's just been playing in a couple instances. So, um, but I distinctly got the message on the second time I heard the song, which was like, "Don't give up. Like we're so close. We're really close." Um, which is funny because the lyrics of the song are "Wake me up when it's all over," and I'm like, mm, "No, we're going through this like wide awake, and that's fine." But I think the key that I've been getting, especially it's been coming up in the readings, don't give up. We're so close. Like, oh my god, so close. Yeah, it'll be well worth it. All right, I'm gonna take a look at this moon. We're gonna do the typical normal moon reading, just because I was told this had to be done. I was gonna try to skip it and just go to an energy read. Hang on 1 second. But it's just been nagging at me, so I gotta get it done. Oh, interesting. So, Nature's Rhythm Oracle. Again, I have to read the book for this because I don't know. So, this moon is about embodiment. I embody great strength and courage in the face of change and adversity. Seriously, need that shirt. Can't make this poop up. Oh, I need the number off that. Ooh, number 7. That's a good number. All right, let's read this. What is this moon all about? You have all that you need to survive and thrive in this life. To embody this strength is to walk with the confidence that you are whole and powerful. Wherever you go, there you are. Do not wait for external things to improve how you feel. The epitome of good health is within you. Feel your body as whole and complete as you observe the central pillar on this card. How can you be more accepting of all that you are, not already are, but that some sense. All right. It's just, yeah, it's like, here you are. This is who you are. Like, there's a reason and a season and a purpose and a place for you being here right now at this time. That's what this moon is. It's like, this is who you are. Embrace it, embody it. Yeah, because you're going to need it because we need you to help with this energy shift, right? All right. Let's, I'm going to do, we always just do 3 of each of the different moon cards. We'll do that again. So Moonology is up first. see again what this moon is all about. Oh, let's do that. Oops. Ooh, okay, interesting. So we got two Scorpio cards, um, the new moon and the full moon card. So the new moon card is work through your fears. So again, yeah, this moon, like I said, is with all those other things in conjunction, is totally about the shadow work. And I know again, ugh, I've done this so many times. Aren't I done yet? There's still little pieces, right? There's always little pieces. It might just be something tiny. Like for me, I think over these past couple days, it was just a tiny thing that I needed to like work through, and I did. That's also one of the reasons I didn't get the video done, because I wasn't like I was doing my own stuff, so I wasn't totally in the right headspace to do this. The other Scorpio card is the full moon in Scorpio, and it's time to release negativity. So what I'm getting is this like the shadow work that needs to be done is like there's still those little bits of lies, manipulation, fear, those sorts of things that are still like earworm. That's what I want to say. It's like there's still those little stupid earworms telling us things. We haven't quite, gotten into the deep corners of ourself and let those go. So, um you might still be working on this from that moon. I also feel like we were forced through some of that stuff over the moon because that's kind of how I feel like I did the shadow work, but only because I was being like it was like presented like in my face. Like, so I'm sure most of us probably went through that, but important, the most important part is it's time to let that go. Time to release it. The last card is the new moon in Aquarius, which we had a full moon in Aquarius, but it's a new moon. Bring love into the situation. Again, like I said, like the shadow work doesn't have like we're not at the point where you have to go on these dark nights of the soul. I mean, some people are at like they haven't done any of this work, so that is still going to happen to some people. It's just the way it is. Um, you may not be at that stage, or you might be. I don't know. Um, but I feel like I don't want to say time's running out, but it's like there isn't time for uh, these long sessions of dealing with this shadow work. This needs to be a process of us figuring out how to do it fast and efficiently because we need, like I said, there's better heart energy coming in the next couple months, and we need to be ready for it. So as things are coming up, make sure you're acknowledging them. Make sure you're maybe doing a quick analysis of them and what it means. But the key factor is once it's acknowledged, recognized, is making sure it's being let go, released, worked through, whatever it is. And as soon as you're feeling like, you know what, finally got this, we let it go, and then flood that space with love energy, like all instantaneously. Just as soon as it's like doing like, like say, okay, we'll use just a normal analogy. Say, we have an infestation of bugs within the house. Um, we cleanse and clear. We do whatever we need to do. We manage to get that out. And then we just do a really good clean of the place. Love is what needs to come in to clean that place and fill that space, right? So nothing is coming back in, right? Or lingering or any of that stuff. So it's on an energetic level, right? So energetically, make sure you're doing the work in the dark, and then you're filling that space with light and love. That's pretty easy. That's a pretty easy task. Anyway, I know I'm gonna do an energy read for the week, but I think like this moon energy is really important because it's going to be um, these next 2 weeks for us. I think it's really going to be kind of critical. So got a few extra here. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, there's definitely, it's really interesting this because we're getting like this is the dark and then there's the light, but the dark needs to be acknowledged and worked on. And I think for some of us, we're like deeply in it right now and we're like kind of stuck in the dark and not in a bad way, just we're just again we're in this like really weird phase with this where we don't know where we're going, so it's hard to envision and hard to uh you know be joyful and loving and happy because it's like there's so much unknown, right? And we have a big fear of the unknown. We just do. It's innately like most of us are like, I need to know all the details about what's about to happen. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Okay, first up, this is the dark that we're still working with. Hungry ghosts, obsession, scarcity consciousness, and attachment. It's that's 3D, right? We're still clinging on to that mother because like it's just like I don't know anything else. I don't know what else to like I don't know what to flip my vibration to so that I'm not in fear and worrying about this stuff. And right now the outside world is like pumping up the fear about all of this stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton of advice. I hate to be that person, but it's just like we got to do the work. It's just the way it is. Like I said though, it doesn't have to be these long dark nights of the soul and I mean, emotions are great, tears are great. Any way we let things go. Great. It's again that nature of just being careful we're not getting stuck in the wheel of darkness, right? That we're able to like do that one dark night of the soul and then wake up and realize that the sun is shining, the birds are singing, and everything's going to be okay. And then we move forward. So, yeah, and attachment, ugh, attachment is really hard right now because I'm very attached to this 3D world just because I'm like, I still don't understand like why we still have to freaking pay bills. Like I just don't want to anymore. But I know if I don't, then certain things go away in this energy. And so yeah, it's really hard. I'm gonna spend the week trying to like manifest like just miracles. Like like ma- I win something or magically the phone bill gets paid or like, you know, those things. You can only try. We're here in this energy. It's kind of like we went on a trip that we really wanted to go on. It's not quite going how we wanted it to go. And we're just like, but we're there. So you might as well like not be bitching and complaining and ruining the trip for yourself and everybody else around you and just be like embrace and embody what you can. What is here before you? What can you find joy in? What can you utilize? What can you do? All right. We also got the keepers of the scales, which is fairness and balance. I feel like that's less about us individually and more about the collective. Like justice is being served out there. The truth is coming to light. Those sorts of things. So just it's almost just like a reminder of like you don't have to have any part in that. We just have to let it play out, right? Just let it play out. Um, yeah, in the end, there's only one person that gets to do the judgment of things, and it's none of us. None of us, not a single person on this planet. Not one. Anyway, so yeah, just it just feels like keep yourself in balance. That's the big key, right? Make again a balance of dark and light, a balance of ego and uh, you know, a balance of doing the dark night of the soul and the shadow work and light and love. We got to find that perfect balance. When we're all in perfect balance, then we tip the balance for this world. That's another thing I wanted to talk about too. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. Um, there are so many people waking up right now. It's like shocking. I mean, I didn't think I would ever see this day. So we've talked about this before last time too. Be the lighthouse, right? This, if you think you've seen a couple, and it's not just even about waking up to like what's going on and the truth and the reality and that things. It's actually just watching people's like energy shifting into the vibration of love. People that are normally angry and fearful, and they're they're coming up. So give them space. And again, like part of this might also be, don't be in judgment of these. Everybody's doing this at their own pace, but like welcome them with open arms when they are like, "Hey, I figured it out." Okay. Um, okay. And then we got this again, the sacred union. So there's still a lot of this like this needed to happen for this energy anyways. A lot of this coming together of the masculine and feminine energy. Now that can come together within ourselves, or it might be that you have an actual twin flame that, your two souls, one soul, basically your twin energy went off to do different lives on this planet. So those are seeming to come together a lot too. So um, yeah, it's like, okay, I just got the strangest things. It's like in small towns in Canada anyway. I don't know if they do this in the US, but there's something called homecoming. And it's just usually a time in the summer or late fall or mid start of fall where people come back to celebrate the town that they were either born in or raised in or um, had some part to do with. And yeah, we're just homecoming is happening. So we're coming back into our our collective energies, um, our chosen family. All of that is like we're being beckoned to come home and be in union with our people. So that's awesome. Like, and I think what that also means out there is that you're going to see people you thought were lost to you that would never um, that you're like they're not part of my energy or my tribe or like whatever you want to call it. Um, I think there's going to be a lot of people surprising you. Um, I know something's going on too because I said to other people like during the course of that weekend, that full moon, I had like I don't know, like 5 people contact me to start taking like one-on-one Reiki classes, and people I would thought was like I was like okay. And there was this urgency too. It wasn't just about, hey, I want to do this like down the road. Like I started one girl Friday. Like she was like, I gotta go. Like this has to get done. So I'm like, I mean, it's good for me. I'd rather be doing that than a crap ton of heavy duty massage. But anyway, that's beside the point and not part of this video. Anyway, I just think just the energy is that like be prepared. It's gonna like be kind of mind blowing for some of you. Okay, the last one I love always is the Lady of Lightning. Surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. See, that's the other big thing too, is that's why it's so rough right now. We are in this massive shift of energy, like massive shift of energy. So even if it doesn't affect you on a physical or spiritual or emotional level, that's that's nothing to worry about. It's happening. Um, like and it's like coming in steady and strong. So um I think this moon is just preparing us and saying, hey, we're in the shift of the ages. We're going into Aquarius. We're doing things completely differently than the third dimensional realms we've been living in. Yeah, it's like just be ready. All right. We usually use these guys as advice cards, so let's take a couple of bit of advice and then yeah. Got a lot of Scorpio energy coming around me in these cards. It's very interesting. Oh, two. Oh my God, you guys. I don't even have time to like look up what that would mean. I just feel like Scorpio is very uh it's that whole thing of like it's kind of like oh that's kind of Saturn energy. Uh I wish I don't have my astrology stuff here. Anyway, what I'm intuitively getting is it's just like Scorpio's like just get this done, you guys. Like get it done. Um don't play around or you'll get stung. Like you don't like that's kind of the thing, right? It's like we have a choice to be to go through this gently or like in total chaos. Okay, so I'm gonna read those two last. I'm gonna read the two Scorpio cards first, like we got in the first one. So, like I said, oh man, I don't want to take time to look this up, but I just need a quick little thing about Scorpio here. Let's see if it gives it to me quick because it's so um, Scorpio energy. Okay, on a good day, Scorpion energy is ambitious and enticing. On a bad day, the shadowy side is a relentless desire for control, power hungry. It doesn't have a lot to do with ego though, which I think is like probably top on the list. Um, anyway, Pluto is the ruling planet. Destruction and transformation. Yeah, okay, so it's just kind of saying exactly what we've been talking about. This is gonna like hit our egos hard. It's going to ask us that like who do you want to be? Like who are you? Are you this like ego? Are you your 3D ego or are you like what's your mask you're wearing? Where are you holding yourself back? It's just like the Scorpio energy is just saying work on this stuff and deal with it because like it can't come with us. Okay, the first step is full moon in Scorpio, which is breathe through the tension. So again, it's one of those things though too, is it's like the pressure's going to be put on you. There's no spiritually bypassing this. There's no getting away or around it. It's like purely gotta be done. Sorry, these frequencies sometimes I forget. It's love frequency, but it's high pitch. Um, so it is the ego thing. It's like get the work done. Strip this ego down. It's not about getting rid of it. It's about acknowledging the darker parts of it and what we don't need and what is not serving us anymore. Again, if you haven't been doing that work, it's so critical. It's got to be done before the next couple of weeks because September is new energy coming in. And again, like I said, it's not that you're never going to get there. It's just that you don't get to get it right away if you're not in the right place. Like you got to do the work. Breathe through the tension. So you're going to be pressed and pushed and whatever and just take it all in stride. Again, observe everything for what it is. See, do the analysis on it and then let it go because that's the other card, the quarter moon in Scorpio card. Release your blocks. So when you're doing that ego work and it does come up, like, where am I? The big question is holding yourself back. Where are you holding yourself back? That is the big question to ask. So I'm sorry, you just have to do the work. It sucks. It's kind of mean, but that's what's going to happen. But we got two more cards with this, so don't worry. First up, shine. Shine bright. You are like underneath all of that, this mask, everything we're wearing, we're shedding all these layers, and it's time because it's time to open our heart and shine brightly. And again, how do we do this? Once we've recognized the dark and we've kind of acknowledged, accepted, and let it go, keep your heart open. This is like an actual like the container needs to be like ready because that love energy is coming in. And if you want to feel it and be part of it and move forward within these next couple of weeks, instead of waiting till the end of the year or whatever. Like if you still need to do that work and you're like, I'm not ready yet, that's fine. But I'm just letting everybody else know this energy is coming in. So if you want to participate and be a part of that, you've got to like shine your light, open your heart. Ooh, that's fun. I don't mind that. I'm getting chills from that. I'm so excited by that. Okay, let's see a couple more advice cards. Oh, there's three right there. We'll just take. Okay, transformation up first. It's just understanding we're in this. Like it's not happening, and you can kind of like bypass it for a while, but eventually it's like you may not be ready this month. You may not be ready till the end of the year or next year. That's fine. But just understand it's happening no matter what. We cannot stop this energy from coming in. Nothing can stop what's coming. Um that ring around the moon protection. I think this is just like okay, like there's going to be a period of time here where if we've done that work and we're having that open heart, the thing with the open heart, right, is like we still have to give it a bit of a protective energy coating because we don't like while that until that energy comes in, um, and that space might be empty is not really the word for that, but we don't want anything else coming in, right? It's like we've just cleaned the house and then your dog goes out, plays in the mud, and it's like, I'm gonna bath him outside before he comes in this house. Like he's not muddying up the house again. So just being careful about what energy is around you. That's the only kind of protection you need. Like it's not just gonna like sneak up on you and like get you. It's it is if you're not protecting yourself. And how we do that is just not being in low frequency energy, not being in fear, not um and the other things too is we got to be treating our physical body right and being in our best health, right? So those are how we protect ourselves. Oh, interesting. We got the cleansing card. So we are also in a process of transformation, cleansing, um, and protection. Remember too that you're protected by your team, your guide, your higher self, right? So if, you know, it might just be something like it's almost like these are things we need to do every day, like having a shower, like the physical thing is make sure you're doing something daily to just put on your protection. So whether you do the armor of God in the morning or you just put yourself in an energetic, you know, pink bubble so that everything's deflecting off of you. Um, that being said, though, like we can put protective energy around us, and that's great. And we probably should be doing that every day right now, just while this transition's happening, because the energy is wonky. Let's not fool ourselves. Like some days, I'm just like, what is happening? So make sure you're paying attention to those things, because I'm not too worried about us needing to protect ourselves in the way where something bad is going to happen to us. But it's just like, and as this transition happens, we just need a little bit of that, like of awareness around that. Um, and the other thing I wanted to say is like, don't worry too. Like we can put up protective energy, but that when that light energy and that love energy comes in, it's just gonna, fill the tank. Like it's it's not gonna be blocked because of your protections. So, I mean, one of your protections honestly could just be that I only allow energy that is for my greatest and highest good, and all else dissolves away. Like that's the super simple one to do every day and just like go through this world right now like that. All right, we're gonna do these last three and then we're gonna leave it there because I think it like spoke volumes. Yeah, it's just weird. We're in a transitory phase, and so um, we're in a transitory phase, and like I said, we're not sure like where we're headed, um, but we know it's good, so we can just trust in ourselves. Okay, what I seek is seeking me. that this is this new energy. We're all searching for it. It's basically that's telling me it's close. It's about to find us. So just it's almost like don't go searching for me anymore. Just allow, just allow, and this energy will find you. It, there's no way it can't. I bring positive energy into my life. That for me is that the protection piece is that go and be doing things that are good for your soul and good for your mind and those sorts of things. And don't be dabbling in dark energy and the fear. Like, yes, shadow work is one thing, but it's like I said, it's quick now. Make sure you're observing, understanding, use your intuition and say, like, what are you trying to teach me? And the first answer, like, we've got to start trusting ourselves. I feel like we don't. Like, we're just like, we're waiting for someone else to tell us the answer. That isn't how this works. It's you, and you have to trust yourself, and you have to use your intuition. And when all of us come online with and we trust and use our intuition, that's how we make this transition happen. Oh, so funny. I am protected. That's the other thing. Like I just said, it's a good idea to throw up your protections and make sure you're feeling protected. But we have spirit that has our back. They're not letting things happen to us that aren't meant to teach us something, aren't meant to like get us to even further open our eyes and see things. But the reason that this has happened in a very progressive, slow way, and like bit by bit, and it wasn't just all shoved down our throat at one time, is because it needs to happen that way so that we like shift without like losing our ever loving, you know. Anyway, you're protected through all of this. This is meant to happen. The plan is in place. It always has been. We are part of that plan. We came here to like facilitate it and help it and energize it and hold this energy and contain this energy. Um, and honestly, the big part is it's just go time. Like it is time to do this work and just, we're about to see the fruition of everything we've been working for. I think that's super exciting. All right, I probably should get going, but let's do one of the Christ consciousness cards for this moon, just to sum everything up. Because again, that's really what this is all about. This love energy in the heart. This is the Christ consciousness coming in. We are the return of Christ. We are the Christ consciousness. It's an energy thing. It's never a person. Um, okay. I just asked, and Jesus just said, hey, faith over fear. You can cope. And again, yeah, it's going to be fine. We've got like spirit at our back. It may seem perilous. We're in the boat and it doesn't feel great and it's a little scary, but we need to have faith. We have the light shining upon us. We have the light within us. Yeah. And then the last card we got is pilgrimage, onward steps. It's like, it's time to ascend up the stairs. It's time to ascend. Time to go. All right. With that note, it is time to go. So I'll see you tomorrow. I will be doing an energy read for the week. Take care of yourselves and enjoy every moment of it if you can, right? Just try not to go into too far into fear or despair. I know sometimes it looks like we're in that boat in the middle of nowhere and the seas are rough, but we've got this and spirit has our back. So take care, you guys. I love you. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you soon.